So what I wanted to do in this video is share with you one of the things that I've been doing. So I've been going back and organizing all of my scripts, but one of the things that I get a question about is the units. So on this one, when you look at this and you look at the building structure, everything kind of makes sense. The only thing is that the units here are in inches, but the units on the script were based off of feet. And so when I bring in a scale person like this, you'll see that the scale is way off. And I've had this question a lot because sometimes people download the scripts and they will be using a different unit system. So here I'm going to show you how to take the script and change it from feet to inches so it's to the correct scale here. So first thing we're going to do is go back to the script, and what we have to do here is, if this is 50 feet, so in the X, and 50 feet in the Y, what I'll do is I'll go in here, right click, expression, and I'll go here to X times 12. What this will do is take the number and multiply it by 12. This way we don't necessarily have to change the whole slider. We can just take this equation, which means that whatever number it was, it's multiplied by 12. And if we want to change this one as well, we can go to expression and just paste that number, and you'll see that all of the numbers here are going to be switched from feet to inches. Now, this is one way of doing it. We can also multiply or get rid of the expression. And then here, multiply by 12. So I'll go times 12, and I'll get a component with A being empty and then B being 12. So now that we multiply by 12, you'll see that now we have 50 feet, but when it multiplies it by 12, it puts it to the correct scale according to the file here. What's cool about this is that you actually keep the number. So we have 50, and then here we have 50. Now this is going to be the conversion. What I like to do is, rather than having this times 12, I create a relay at the beginning and at the end. And I'll create a cluster to make it smaller. And I'll edit the properties to be feet to inches. And I like to just label it here. We'll just copy and paste it here. And sometimes if you have an icon, you can change it here. So I have my own. All you need to do is create a PNG, and you can add your own. So we'll go to OK. And now I can just take this, copy it over, and plug it in. So those are two different ways of being able to change the units. One is going to be within the expression inside of the slider. The other one's going to be by routing it through a conversion here. So if I wanted to, I can go ahead and do all of that for all of those. But for now, I just wanted to show you the process for changing the units. So let's show you here the rest. The overhang here, we can change that as well. So I'm copying it, tapping Alt to create that copy. Now with this column, divisions, we don't have to change it into inches because it's the number of subdivisions. Same with this one, it's going to be a number of subdivisions, but the extrusion amount will be 1. And when I see one output going into two different ones, I create a relay. So that way I only need to create one of these, override the input, and then override the number. Same thing here. These we don't need to. These are subdivisions. This one we do. Now on this one, column offset. Now let's continue with number of floors. And then we need to change definitely the column size here. So let's look for this UMV rectangle. So they do need to be changed because these are going to be the size of the columns. So what's cool about this is that we can even visually see the changes. And now we're seeing that the building is according to the units of this file. So I wanted to show you here how we can take a script, change the units by creating a conversion. Also, if you're going from feet or inches into millimeters, then you would have a different conversion. And let me show you how to do that. So when you go to Google and you type in inches to millimeters, we know that we've multiplied the length value by 25.4. So what we need to do here is do the same thing that we did on this one. But on this one, we'll go times 25.4 here times 21.4, 25.4. And then we can use that as the input and then create two relays. Actually need a third one here. And this becomes inches to millimeters. And then here we have the total in millimeters. So with that being said, all you need to do is figure out what units you have, what units you want to change it into, and then do the multiplication. So here at the end, what I wanted to do is share with you the different conversion units. So we have feet to inches, inches to feet, feet to millimeter, and inches to millimeter. And all you need to do is, these are going to be the example. You can just copy these, bring them into your script, and then you can change the units this way. You can also double click inside and you can see the conversion. So I wanted to make sure I have this available for everyone for free on my website. So you can download this on the free tab. And if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. I want to share with you guys more tips and tricks so you can create your own parametric scripts for architecture. And that way you can learn to program and save a little bit of time with your designs.